Here's my audience. Okay, so COVID. It's been a topic of discussion since 2019. We have all heard about this and how the pandemic has impacted our everyday lives. Changes such as communication, freedom, jobs, education systems, emotional and mental health. As a whole, the entire world has learned to refrain and lock ourselves from the outside world. Due to this change it has lasted for 3+ years and is still around, has caused a major emotional damage to humans. After doing research, I hope to persuade each of you to believe how COVID-19 has impacted our emotional health and what you can do to maximize self and others' health. When COVID first started, the entire world was hit with rules that were immediately to be put in place. According to Frontiers, COVID-19 was affecting 213 countries and territories around the world, with almost 16 million cases and around 64,540 deaths. The world was no longer given the opportunity to take breaks from their everyday lives. After we were then told it was going to be a restriction from seeing people of older age due to them not having immune systems to rebuild if they were to catch the virus. This then constricted us from seeing people such as grandparents, parents, and even friends. They were then we were told to isolate. Businesses and schools closed, masks were required everywhere we planned on going, and social distancing was to be put in place. This was all within a couple months. This dramatic transition from our freedom to do what we wanted and when we wanted to being closed off from the world had spiked problems to our emotional health. The fear of feeling a virus causing this much effect throughout the world raised concerns. These emotions included increased stress, depression, anxiety, sleeping difficulties, anger, boredom, substance abuse, and loneliness. Studies showed that in the Far East, Europe, and the US had done studies that compared negative emotions before and during the lockdown of COVID-19. According to Frontier.org, the results showed that increase in the negative emotions such as anxiety and depression and a decrease in life satisfaction. The chart on the left is showing numbers and percentages of the reported psychological impacts for those that have participated in the study. It's important to realize the highest percentages were categories of concern, anxiety, and distress during the time of quarantine. Another study done by Baylor University showed age range of how the pandemic caused a negative toll on their emotions. According to the studies done, more than 1/3 of the American reported feeling these emotions more strongly than before the pandemic hit. The graphs shown are to aware you of how to be attentive of the certain feelings during times of isolation and change during life. I believe that exercising, keeping a journal, finding a hobby, or asking for help are ways that you can promote emotional and mental health. And then this is my audience.